Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. So welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam reading sessions. So let us see the quiz results for yesterday's quiz. It's a relatively simpler quiz today. We have 7 members who have attempted the quiz, and yeah. So we have on the top we have Anshi Bibi, all correct answers. Pinky Mataji and Vedansh also all correct, and Atul Chiju also all correct answers. And then Jeet Mataji, Shivani and Mama got one wrong answer. Okay, so the quiz link has been shared on the chat. You can attempt the quiz. And today we have His Grace Rameshwar Param Prabhu, who will take the session. We are going to read from 16th chapter, verse number 6. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you're on mute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. Let us pray to Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinayane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Pradesh Parine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. So हम लोग जो हैं we are reading from chapter Canto first, chapter 16, that how Parikshit Maharaj is taking the जो है अब परीक्षित महाराज कैसे जो है he is taking up the kingdom. So इसमें पढ़ रहे हैं then how he is welcoming the. So क्या है भगवान जो है वो अपने धाम को जा चुके हैं और जो पांडव्स हैं वो भी जो है उन्होंने भी संन्यास ले चुके हैं, और जो है परीक्षित महाराज जो है ही इज मूविंग फर्दर। अब वो देखते हैं कि वो कैसे जो है ही रिसीव द एज ऑफ कली। उन्होंने अब जो है उन्होंने जो है अब जो राज्य है उसको ग्रहण किया है, एंड हाउ ही इज रिसीविंग द एज ऑफ कली। सो विल स्टार्ट रीडिंग फ्रॉम टेक्स्ट 6th onwards. अथवा अस्य पन अस्व अध्य पद अस्व अथवा अस्य पदम्भोज मकरन्दलिहां सताम् किम अन्यय असद अल्पय अश्युषायत असद्व्यया। Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of Lord. What is the use of topics which simply wastes one's valuable life? So the devotee, Lord Purport, Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. Therefore, the topics of Lord Krishna and his pure devotees are equally good. The battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics and diplomacy. But because the topics are related with the Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita is therefore adored all over the world. There is no need to eradicate politics, economics, sociology, etc., which are mundane to the mundaners. To a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord, such mundane things are transcendental if dovetailed with the Lord or with his pure devotees. We have heard and talked about the activities of Pandavas, and now we are dealing with the topics of Maharaj Parikshit. But because all these topics are related to Lord Krishna, they are all transcendental, and the pure devotees have great interest in hearing them. We have already discussed this matter in connection with prayer of Bhishma Dev. So यहाँ पे देखिए जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं तो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट श्लोक है जिसमें बताते हैं कि जो डिवोटीज हैं उनका देह क्या है, व्हाट इज देयर देह। तो कहते हैं कि वो कहते हैं कि द टॉपिक्स व्हिच आर नॉट रिलेटेड टू कृष्णा दे आर जस्ट वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम. So we should be focusing only on hearing. So we can actually, when I was reading it, I was thinking maybe we can actually take a printout or write it or memorize this word. Okay, whenever that we have time, we can just remember that how the devotees, they are only interested in hearing the Krishna's pastime. They do not want to waste a single moment. कई बार हम ये भी देखते हैं कि भक्त लोग हैं वो ये कहते हैं कि हमारे पास तो समय ही नहीं है, कि हमारे पास समय नहीं है पढ़ने के लिए. हम कहते हैं पढ़िए, चैंटिंग करिए. और कई लोग हैं वो कहते हैं कि हमारे पास वी डू नॉट हैव टाइम. और अगर कभी आपको जैसे भगवान जो है, भगवान आपको 30 मिनट देते हैं, अगर दिन में देते हैं 30 मिनट्स, देन ही सीज व्हाट आर यू डूइंग इन दोस 30 मिनट्स. और अगर हम उन 30 मिनट्स में, आजकल तो एटलीस्ट मेरे साथ तो यही होता है, मैं तो देखता हूँ कि मैं जैसे वो 30 मिनट मिलते हैं, मैं यूट्यूब खोलता हूँ, वो शॉर्ट्स होते हैं, अंगूठा चलाता रहता हूँ, टिक 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 करके वो निकल जाते हैं 30 मिनट. देन व्हाट डज कृष्णा से, ही सीज दैट, वो बैठे हैं, वो देख रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि आपको तो मैंने समय दिया और आप कहते हो आपके पास समय नहीं है. एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस इज ही टेक्स अवे दैट टाइम ऑल्सो. और फिर हम बोलते हैं हमारे पास समय नहीं है. लेकिन जब हम वही समय अगर हम भगवान के लिए देते हैं, देन कृष्णा इज ऑल्सो कलो अस्मि, दैट ही इज द टाइम. तो फिर क्या कहते हैं, देन ही एक्सपैंड्स दैट टाइम. व्हेन ही सीज that you are spending more time, you are trying to devote yourself, or you are trying to read about me or hear about me, then he expands the time for you, and then you say that they have all time. इसलिए हम देखते हैं कई हैं जो बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ रहे हैं, बहुत ज्यादा hearing कर रहे हैं, because all we have to see is that how we are putting our time. और ये जो verse है ये यही बता रहा है कि devotees जो है वो क्या कर रहे हैं, जो भगवान के चरण है वहां पर जो नेक्टर है वो उसी को ग्रहण कर रहे हैं. इट इज लाइक हनी. The honey is available. It is just that कि हम उसको कैसे ग्रहण करना चाहते हैं. Reading further, our duration of life is not very long. There is no certainty of when we shall be ordered to leave everything for the next stage. Thus, it is our duty to see that not a moment of our life is wasted in the topics which are not related with Lord Krishna. Any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna. तो अभी जो है परीक्षित महाराज के बारे में हम पढ़ रहे हैं that he's received, he saw the कली, जैसे हमने कल वाले वर्ष में पढ़ा था, he saw एक शूद्र से भी नीचे हैं, एक राजा की तरह हैं, और वो एक बैल और एक गैया को मार रहे हैं. तो कहते हैं महाराज परीक्षित के बारे में बता रहे हैं, ठीक है, अगर ये भगवान से रिलेटेड है then we want to hear more and more. So that is how जो भक्त हैं they are interested only in hearing the topics of Krishna. The spiritual planet Golok Vrindavan, the eternal abode of Lord Krishna, is shaped like the bowl of a lotus flower. Even when the Lord descends to any of the mundane planets, he does so by manifesting his own abode as it is. Thus, his feet remains always on the same big bowl of the lotus flower. His feet are also as beautiful as the lotus flower. Therefore, it is said that Lord Krishna has lotus feet. The living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death due to his contact with material energy. Freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home, back to Godhead. Those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies should not waste valuable time with the topics other than those relating to Lord Krishna and his devotees. So यहाँ पे वही बताया है again and again that if you want to get yourself free, do not waste your valuable time. Often, like I can tell that I do not have time, but it is only that I am wasting my time in material activity. That is why it is. और भगवान का धाम है, वो कैसे है, लोटस शेप में है, और जो भगवान के जो चरण कमल है उनको भी बताया है, they are as beautiful as a lotus flower. So those who like to read, they can raise hands. We can read the next shloka. Yes, Vrindavan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Pujit Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Shudrayusham nirnamanga martyanamritam ichchatam iho pahuto bhagwan mrityu sam mitra karmani. Translation. O Sut Goswami, there are those amongst men who desire freedom from death and get eternal life. They escape the slaughtering process by calling the controller of death, Yamraj. Purport. The living entity, as he develops from lower animal life to a higher human being and gradually to higher intelligence, become anxious to get free from the clutches of death. Modern scientists try to avoid death by physiochemical advancement of knowledge, but alas, the controller of death, Yamraj, is so cruel that he does not spare even the very life of the scientist himself. The scientist who puts forward the theory of stopping death by advancement of scientific knowledge becomes himself a victim of death when he is called by Yamraj. But to speak of stopping death, no one can enhance the short period of life even by a fraction of a moment. The only hope of suspending the cruel slaughtering process of Yamraj is to call him to hear and chant the holy name of the Lord. The Yamraj is a great devotee of the Lord, and he likes to be invited to kirtans and sacrifices by the pure devotees, who are constantly engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. Thus, the great sages, headed by Shaunak and others, invited Yamraj to attend the sacrifice performed at Naimisharanya. This was good for those who did not want to die. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Vrindavan Prabhu. So यहाँ पे जो है Prabhupada writes that even the death, no one can stop death. So even जो medicinal practices भी हैं, what they are trying to do, they are only trying कि हम किसी भी तरीके से जो है death को delay कर लें. But here it says that आप एक क्षण भी, not even a single second, और उसका भी अगर और कम करते हैं, when the Yamraj comes, then everything is gone. You cannot deny death, not even for a single second. और यहाँ पे जो है शुद्ध गोस्वामी कह रहे हैं, शौनक ऋषि जो है वो बता रहे हैं कि जैसे जो ये इकट्ठे हुए हैं कथा सुनने के लिए, तो कह रहे हैं यहाँ पे यमराज को भी बुला लिया है क्योंकि उनको भी भगवान की कथा सुनना बहुत पसंद है. He also loves, he is invited to Kirtan, and he is also engaged he likes to hear and chant the holy name. तो क्योंकि कहते हैं कि जब यमराज यहाँ होंगे तो हमें भी जो है मृत्यु का भय नहीं होगा. So we can read next. निधि माता जी. हरे कृष्ण निधि माता जी. Okay, I think Mataji, you are on mute. Okay, we'll come back to you, Mataji. Pinky Mataji, you can read next.
Prabhuji, I'll read.
Okay, yes, Mataji, you can read.
Yeah. Na kaschin mriyate tavad yavad ashta ihantaka itad arhatam hi bhagwan ahuta paramvarshimhi ahor niraloke piyate hari lilamrit vacha.
Vani Prabhu, can you scroll up? Okay.
Translation: as long as Yamraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of his narration of the transcendental pastime of the Lord. Purport: every human being dislikes meeting death, but he doesn't know how to get rid of death. The surest remedy for avoiding death is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarian pastime of the Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is advised herein, therefore, that any human being who desires freedom from death should take to his course of life as recommended by the rishis headed by Shaunaka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. देखिए अगेन यहाँ पे जो है शौनक ऋषि जी बता रहे हैं, and Prabhupada also explains that the only way to get out of this birth and death is by hearing, and hearing the pastimes of the Lord, not mundane hearing, but hearing about the pastimes of the Lord. जैसे हमने पीछे पढ़ा था, anything other than that is a waste of time. अब ये तो हमें पता, अभी हमने जान लिया कि okay, hearing, but why it is so difficult, that comes in the next shloka. So again, the key is hearing, and the next shloka will talk about why it is so difficult. Yes, Pinky Mataji, you can read.
Prabhuji, can I read it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Mandasya mandapa pragasya vayo mandayushashtavari vai nidraya priyate naktram divacha vyartha karmavi. Translation: lazy human beings with faulty intelligence and a short duration of life, pass the night sleeping, the day performing activities that are for now or birth. The less intelligent do not know the real value of the human form of life. The human form is a special gift of a material nature. In the course of her enforcing stringent laws of miseries upon the living being. It is a chance
It is a
to achieve.
chance.
It is a chance to achieve the highest boon of life, namely to get out of the entanglement of repeated birth and death. The intelligent take care of this important gift by strenuously endeavoring to get out of the entanglement. But the less intelligent are lazy and unable to evaluate the gift of the human body to achieve liberation from the material bondage. They become more interested in so-called economic development and work very hard throughout life simply. The sense enjoyment of For the sense enjoyment of the temporary body, sense enjoyment is also allowed to the lower animals by the law of nature, and the human being also destined to a certain amount of sense enjoyment according to his past or present life. But one should definitely try to understand the sense enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of human life. Herein it is said that during the daytime one works for nothing because the aim is nothing but sense enjoyment. We can particularly observe how the human being is engaged for nothing in the great cities and industrial towns. There are so many things manufactured by human energy, but they are all meant for sense enjoyment and not for getting out of material bondage. And after working hard during the daytime, a tired man either sleeps or engages in sex habits at night. That is the program of materialistic civilized life for the less intelligent. Therefore, they are designated herein as lazy, unfortunate, and short-lived. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Vedansh. Thank you. So here, see, this shlok talks about why the people in general are not interested. तो उसके जो हैं 3 कारण बताए गए हैं. मंद, मंदस्य, मंद प्रज्ञस्य and मंद आयुः. So that is मंदस्य lazy. और दूसरा है that their अल्प बुद्धि. मंद प्रज्ञस्य less of partly intelligence, and the मंद आयु that is short lived. So मंदस्य lazy क्यों है? Lazy इसलिए क्योंकि हम तो कहते हैं कि okay every day you go out, जैसे यहाँ बताया है that they go out and they work throughout. They are working like they are working so hard to get what they are trying to do is only for the material things, only to increase the sense enjoyment. That is why they are being referred here as alpa buddhi, because they are only thinking about something which is temporary, but not but not placing intelligence to what is the eternal. तो उसके पीछे ना जाके जब आप किसी temporary चीज के पास जा रहे हैं, so that is why it is being referred as alpa buddhi, and they are short lived. So all we are trying in this is that wasting the time, though we are short lived. अब तो आयु तो 100 साल भी नहीं है, जबकि कहते हैं 100 साल है, बहुत ही विरला ही कोई होता है जो 100 साल तक जीता है. तो आयु भी कम है. Death is around us any moment, but we are still wasting our time. And that is where it says that therefore they are designated herein as lazy, unfortunate, and short-lived. All they are interested in the sleeping, meeting, defending, and eating. So, which is just a waste. So now let's move on to the next shloka. Amartai Prabhu, you can read next.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yada parikshit guru jangle avasat kalim parivisitam nija chakravartite nishma vartam anit priyam tatha sharasnam samyuga shandur adade. Sud Goswami said, when Maharaj Parikshit was residing in the capital of Kuru Empire, the symptoms of age of Kali began to infiltrate within the jurisdiction of his state. When he learned about this, he did not think the matter very palatable. That did, however, give him a chance to fight. He took up his bow and arrows and prepared himself for military activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The state administration of Maharaj Parikshit was so perfect that he was sitting in his capital peacefully. But he got the news that the symptom of age of Kali had already infiltrated into the jurisdiction of his state, and he did not like this news. What are the symptoms of age of Kali? They are illicit connection with women, indulgence in meat eating, intoxication, taking pleasure in gambling. The age of Kali literally means the age of quarrel, and above mentioned four symptoms in human society are the root causes of all kinds of quarrel. Maharaj Parikshit heard that some of the people of the state had already taken to those symptoms, and we wanted to take immediate steps against such cause of unrest. This means that at least up to the reign of Maharaj Parikshit, such symptoms of public life were practically unknown, and as soon as they were slightly detected, he wanted to root them out. The news was not palatable for him, but in a way it was because Maharaj Parikshit got a chance to fight. There was no need to fight with small states because everyone was peacefully under his subordination. But the Kali Yuga miscreants gave his fighting spirit a chance for exhibition. A perfect Kshatriya king is always jubilant as soon as he gets a chance to fight. Just as a sportsman is eager where there is a chance for a sporting match. It is no argument that in the age of Kali, such symptoms are predestined. If so, then why was there preparation for fighting out such symptoms? Such arguments are offered by lazy and unfortunate man in the rainy season. Rain is predestined, and yet people take precautions to protect themselves. Similarly, in the age of Kali, the symptoms of above mentioned are sure to infiltrate into social life, but it is the duty of the state to save the citizens from the association of the agents of the age of Kali. Maharaj Parikshit wanted to punish the miscreants, including in the symptoms of Kali, and thus save the innocent citizens who were pure in habit by culture of religion. It is the duty of king to give such protection, and Maharaj Parikshit was perfectly right when he prepared himself to fight.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So here we see that now, so Goswami is explaining that now Maharaj Parikshit has entered his kingdom. और जब वो देखते हैं कि किंगडम में भी जो है जो सिम्टम्स हैं कली के उनको दिखने लक्षण जो है वो दिखने शुरू हो जाते हैं. Then he gets very upset और immediately वो जो है he said okay I have to approve these. जो एक क्षत्रिय का काम है या स्टेट का है जैसे प्रभुपाद ने आगे बताया है और प्रभुपाद एक्सप्लेन करते हैं कि क्या सिम्टम्स हैं. So what are the symptoms? एक है illicit connection with women, 2 indulgence in meat eating, 3 intoxication, and 4 taking pleasure in gambling. और इसी तरीके से जो हम देखते हैं जब प्रभुपाद ने भी इस्कॉन की स्थापना करी, तो सबसे पहले जो प्रभुपाद, दैट इज व्हाई प्रभुपाद फोकसेस सो मच ऑन दीज 4 जो रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, दैट प्रभुपाद आल्सो एस्टैब्लिश दैट एटलीस्ट दीज 4 थिंग्स शुड नॉट हैपन. क्योंकि अगर ये 4 चीजें अगर ये चल रही हैं तो हमारा जो आध्यात्मिक प्रगति है वो पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो इसीलिए जो है लाइक प्रभुपाद आल्सो established the 4 regulative principles without any compromise. पाश्चात्य देश में गए और जहाँ पे बहुत कॉमन था, बट प्रभुपाद नेवर कॉम्प्रोमाइज ऑन एनी ऑफ दीज 4. क्योंकि ये जो है कली के सिम्टम्स हैं जो परीक्षित महाराज ने जब देखे, तो ये वहीं से चलते हुए, सो प्रभुपाद वाज एब्सोल्युटली श्योर that we should not, no deviation from these 4 symptoms. So we can read next and see what is available. Anand Vilasni Mataji, would you like to read? You can read the next shloka.
Yes,
Oh,
Prabhuji.
it is a small one. It should be, yes, Mataji, yes, we can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Swalpam kratam swayam turangyojitam pratam ragendra dvajam ashritah purat vrato rathasva divipatati yuktaya swasenaya digvijayaya nirgatah. Translation: Maharaj Parikshit sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. His flag was marked with the sign of a lion, being so decorated and surrounded by charioteers, cavalry, elephants, and infantry soldiers. He left the capital to conquer in all directions. Purport: Maharaj Parikshit is distinguished from his grandfather Arjun, for black horses pulled his chariot instead of white horses. He marked his flag with the mark of a lion, and his grandfather marked his with the mark of Hanumanji. A royal procession like that of Maharaj Parikshit, surrounded by well-decorated chariots, cavalry, elephants, infantry, and band, not only in pleasing to the eyes, but also is a sign of a civilization that is ecstatic even on the fighting front.
हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू सो मच माधुरी. सो यहाँ पे अब परीक्षित महाराज जो हैं, he is left his palace to search for the king Kali and to prepare for fight with them. तो अपनी सेना के साथ अब वो निकल गए हैं किंग को, कली को ढूंढने के लिए, ताकि उससे अब युद्ध कर सके. So this we in our session for today. If anyone has any comments or questions? Hare Krishna. Thank you once again for everyone for joining. So we'll end the session. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshkarini Vancha Kalpa Parubhasha Prasiddhi Bhayevicha Patita Nam Pavane Vaishnava Yono Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare